It's actually sad that it took this situation to happen to August Alsina for people to start seeing Tory Lanez for what he is. Let's talk about it.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
What's going on, y'all? Tory Lanez, and this August Alsina drama that happened Saturday in Chicago. Y'all have seen it. The girls have been talking about it online. We've seen the pictures. We've seen all of the things. And I just want to offer some thoughts about it and catch y'all up to speed of what's all been going on. So this Saturday at this concert festival situation, August Alsina was leaving or doing somewhere. He was going somewhere, child. And Tory Lanez tried to dap him up, and August Alsina paid and said, well, girl, it's not giving that. Now keep in mind, August Alsina didn't say anything. From the video we saw, August Alsina didn't say anything. He just kept on walking, you know, just like, hey, I'm good on that. And Tory Lanez wasn't feeling it. He felt disrespected, and he started turning to the hothead, and you can see he was getting upset. Now what had me like, oh my God, somebody was hollering in the background saying, don't do it, don't do it, you already shot Megan.
Don't do it, you already shot Megan.
Girl, like, it was, y'all too much. But now, where did this beef come from? There's some little backstory to it to add some type of, you know, some type of context. So a couple years ago, Tory Lanez did that song, and I don't know what song, because who listens to Tory Lanez, to be honest? I can't name one song, to be honest. Tory Lanez just basically called August Alsina a snitch and said if he, you know, did something with Jada, he wouldn't have said anything, And maybe August Alsina knows about it or heard it or whatever. Maybe he's just like, hey, I'm good on him or whatever. Now, August Alsina did come out and say that his doctor said, hey, considering, you know, your disability and your health, you don't need to be hugging folks, you don't need to be handshaking and doing all this other stuff. And he said, hey, I just don't do any of that. But Tory Lanez took that as disrespect, and apparently him and his crew went and jumped on August Alsina. Now, this is what August Alsina had to say on his Instagram. As I'm exiting the building after the show last night, a 4'11" sized leprechaun ran down on me with 8 oversized security niggas, whom I greeted each individually upon their walk up as they tried to press me. Whole time I'm one deep, no security. Tory continues to ask with a broken ego why I didn't dap him up. I go on to tell him I was a fan of him and didn't understand him speaking on my business publicly in the past because I don't know him or ever met him until last night. So when he spoke, it caught me off guard because of his past actions. I assumed he didn't like me, that's all. Not to mention with my history of health condition, just recently overcoming being paralyzed, my doctor directed me not to compromise my health while out on the road and shake as less hands as possible due to corona and monkeypox. Never any disrespectful words were exchanged, so I was a bit confused at how somehow he turned himself up with anger after hitting blunt laced with cocaine, obviously. I heard the fizzle and he snuck me when I turned my head to move to the side. Amongst all his antsy moving and to keep an eye on the endless niggas with him surrounding me, which was security and some nigga with a gun tucked, whom he then proceeded to run behind and hide to run back in the building. There was never a fight, simply an assault. Dude has no real friends and is on a crash out mission. With that said, I was gonna keep it G and not come to the net, but you move with foul intent, feeding falsities to blogs to look for a moment, cause them moments ain't happening on stage for you. I will assist you in that gracefully. His people got the whole thing on camera, put the footage out. I'd like to see it. I would like to see it. Anyway, let me go clean this blood off my face with some. So he promoted his little thing. Girl, like, this fits everything that has been said about Tory Lanez during the whole Megan Thee Stallion situation. There was reports that he was feeding blogs. Remember, academics was getting information that was not accurate, and he was out here tweeting it, and Meg and academics got into it. They say Tory Lanez's team does this, like, be paying folks. Like, let me tell you something. These blogs, what we consider blogs, these Instagram ran blogs, like, just, I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of them are being paid and taking money from you know, folks who would consider it an advertisement, but I would not be surprised if celebrities are paying them to promote stories, because the difference between like something like like these, you know, real journalism, whatever, like the New York Times or whatever, Washington Post. I'm just naming some. They have their own critiques. I have my critiques of them too, but a celebrity wouldn't necessarily go to them and hop in their DMs and pay them or whatever. You know, a PR person can say, hey, this is a story, da da da. But even then, there's some level of, you know, hey, we're not doing that over here. Some of them do it. But with Instagram, these Instagram blogs, they are hungry for coin because they're not getting ad revenue from posting. They're not getting that much ad revenue. If they are getting ad revenue from posting stuff like that, they're supposed to get money from folks clicking on the website, and a lot of them don't even have a stable website to even get that much ad revenue from. So they sell advertising. That's why you see very cheap stuff on their thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of them were taking money directly from celebrities to post a certain story, or they're in the pocket for celebrities. I would not be surprised. You see it all the time. Like, you see how certain pages move when news comes out, and how, you know, other celebrities, when stuff come out, they post everything and not critical. Like, you see it all the time. So I would not be surprised. You know, this fits what the whole thing with Megan. Like, this is like the whole thing. And even to the point that August Alsina said the same thing. I was not going to talk about it, but you started to make lies and all that other stuff. You started making me look like the villain. Now I have to come out and defend myself. So, you know, he posted the pictures and stuff. I thought it was like a joke at first. When I first saw it, I said, oh, this is giving joke. But it was some real stuff, because I ended up seeing the video of the dap. I ended up seeing and hearing some other stuff. I was like, oh, this was for real, for real. So, yes, people have been saying that Tory Lanez has, like, you know, what is that called? Like, the Napoleon complex. Like, he's short, he feels like he always got to fight and all that stuff. I don't necessarily like that, because I don't think all short people are like they're just like naturally angry because of that. I think Tory Lanez is just a person who is just angry and is very toxic, and he doesn't like to be told no. I can see that. And this doesn't help Tory Lanez at all. You know, he just, his lawyers and stuff, asked for some more time with the trial, with the whole shooting situation with Megan Thee Stallion. Like, they postponed that to the trial supposed to go, I think, sometime in December. And now the LA police department, like, oh girl, the LA district attorney, like, oh girl, we looking at this too, because this fits the narrative of, hey, he's a hothead. He's a hot, big head dude with no, like, with hair that's disappearing. Like, this is him. Like, this really fits the story, the narrative of what has been said. So his credibility is out, like, it's going. Now, I honestly believe that what is happening, because Tory Lanez's lawyers and stuff have been pushing this stuff back, you know, asking for more time and doing whatever. I think they're trying to tone it down, because the longer this stuff draws out, the more people are not paying attention to it. A lot of folks start to, like, kind of fall off and don't care. So I'm thinking that's what they're doing, like, draw this out as long as possible so that the court of public opinion can change. But with this incident, this adds more fuel to the fire, like, oh girl, because now all the men who were clowning and making all these jokes about Megan Thee Stallion, now seeing that they're also clowning Tory Lanez. But it's like, oh, now you have folks who didn't want to believe Megan under any circumstance, now out here saying, this looks kind of questionable. What's going on? He looks like a hothead. Like, people are now seeing the video. People are now seeing him interacting and how he's acting and stuff. And I have to tell folks, like, there is not going to be a quote-unquote perfect crime where we have the video evidence and all this other stuff. Like, when victims come out and they speak out and they say, hey, this is my experience, like, this is what's going on, we should take it seriously. We should, you know, take it seriously. And then over time, like, hey, let's do the research, let's find out what's going on, da 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 da. But if we don't believe them from the very beginning, we're doing ourselves a disservice. So, you know, this situation happened. We clearly can see the video of Tory Lanez, like, walking past him, not wanting to, like, you know, August not wanting to dap him up. And Tory is, like, pissed off. He's irritated. And people who were in there are feeling it, like, hey, don't do it. You already shot Megan. Like, hey, girl, they can see him being angry. Like, oh, no, you ain't gonna disrespect me. We see the video. We see the video. So it goes to the narrative of him being complete hothead and just no regard, no whatever. Now, Tory Lanez at first said that he was at the studio. Homeboy said, I don't know what y'all talking about. I was at the studio making moves. Like, girl, no, you was not. We got the video footage or all that other stuff. He just lies. It's so easy for him to just lie. I honestly find that very scary for somebody to just lie so easily like that. And not just lie to one person, but to get on social media and post to like all his followers, like, oh girl, I'm out. What y'all talking about? Like, I know y'all looking for mess, but I ain't got nothing to do with it because I'm in the studio. In the studio doing what? Creating music that hardly nobody's listening to. Like, girl, please. It's not making sense. So it's been some other stuff that has came out it's been dripping a little bit. The details here. So I'm glad I kind of waited till today to talk about it, because when it first happened, I was like, girl, what's the tea? So I don't know what has happened. I hope that August Alsina sues him. I hope August Alsina takes him to court and show him like, girl, no, you gonna pay. You wanna play, you gonna pay. Period. Like, that's just what it needs to be given, to be honest. Like, I don't know what else. I hope they do use this to, paint the narrative of him being a hothead, because it's like, girl, we keep seeing stuff. Like, girl, I don't get it. You and the baby. And girl, we ain't heard nothing from him other than his concert in New Orleans being canceled because of low ticket sales. But girl, that's it. Like, girl, even the baby big head ass is like staying low right now, because it don't, like, every time we was seeing him, he was in some drama. And Megan out here about the whole Saturday Night Live and doing other stuff. Big things, period. Tell me what y'all thought about the whole story. Tell me what y'all thought about the situation. Let me know in the comments, and I'll talk y'all later. Bye.